Hello, everybody, and welcome to the jungle. Today, I'm going to discuss the Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Divisional Series, and then at the end, I will go over the other three series with a caveat. So, in the Phils-Dodgers series, which kicks off in about an hour or so from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Terrific game, terrific matchup, especially game one. You've got Shohei Ohtani, who is literally a modern day Babe Ruth, fantastic hitter and tremendous pitcher, coming back after a couple-year layoff with Tommy John surgery. So it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup with him. I think he's gone 6 innings before, possibly 7 once since he returned from the injury, and he's fared fairly well this year. Once he came back from the rehab, the Dodgers were smart in easing him with 2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings. They worked his way up, and he's had a very nice run so far. He comes into a tough town, obviously, in Philadelphia, and with a potent lineup. But the majority of the power hitters for Phils are left-handed. So will his left-handed pitching neutralize Schwarber and Harper? And that kind of brings Castellanos and Bohm and some of those other guys, the right-handed hitters, to have to pick up the slack if the lefty-lefty matchup neutralizes both Schwarber and Harper. On the flip side of the mound, you got Christopher Sanchez, who, in my opinion, is right there with Paul Skeens for Cy Young this year in the National League. I think Skeens will get it, but you could certainly make an argument that Christopher Sanchez deserves the Cy Young. So I think the key to this series, honestly, is going to be the Game 2 starter, and that's Jesus Luzardo. A lot of people want it to be Ranger Suarez. They think that he's the better pitcher. He's got more experience, certainly playoff experience, and they're not wrong. Suarez is a great pitcher. He's got the playoff experience, but I think same thing with the neutralization of Ohtani on the left-handed hitters, both Schwarber and Harper. I think you can say the same thing about Luzardo with Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani when they're at bat. Not that any of those 4 hitters, Schwarber, Harper, Ohtani, or Freeman, can't hit a lefty. I think that it's obviously that lefty-lefty matchup is much tougher because there's so few lefties out there. It makes that lefty-lefty matchup more meaningful. So I think Luzardo's the right call. And my opinion is that this does come down to a Game 5, and that would match up with Luzardo getting a Game 5 start. And I think the Phils take the Dodgers down in 5 games. So going into the other 3 games, and here's the caveat. The caveat is this analysis would have been the same analysis. These games, the Milwaukee-Chicago game and the Yankees-Toronto game have started. I do know what the score with the Cubs. I know that Milwaukee's beating the Cubs pretty handily in Game 1. I am not sure what the Yankees-Blue Jays score is. But my analysis, no matter what time the game started, is the same for the Brewers and the Cubs. I think the Cubs have more talent than the Brewers do. The Brewers basically a no-name team that embodies team. They've been a team all year. They've done it as a cohesive group. No real superstars. I mean, I guess you could. Jackson Chourio has been, one of their better players. Christian Yelich, but neither of them have had phenomenal years. These guys have just done it collectively as a team. Certainly the Cubs have more star power, but I am going, even though they're up Game 1, I like the matchup of Freddie Peralta versus Boyd. And in a 5-game series, getting that first game is big. And I think that I think Milwaukee actually takes it in 4. It could go 5, but I think Milwaukee actually takes the series in 5 and ends up going against the Phils for the right to go to the World Series. The Yankees, Blue Jays, interesting series. Blue Jays were pretty ordinary for the first third of the season and then really turned it on and ended up winning the division by a hair over the Yankees because the Yankees came on strong at the end. The key here, Game 1. Game 1 for me is the key. If Toronto loses Game 1, I think they're in trouble. But I think that if they can win Game 1, I think that they can take the Yankees. My biggest concern for the Yankees all year has been that loss of Garrett Cole early on, and they really never found another starter that could obviously eat the innings that he did and have the impact that he has. And the Yankees' offense hasn't been that great. They had a big lull in the second half of this past season after the All-Star game when Judge started struggling because he had a really, really slow start after the All-Star game, and they couldn't generate any kind of runs whatsoever. So I think, and he wasn't that great in the last series either against the Red Sox. So I think if the Blue Jays win Game 1, I think they win the series. I think that if the Yankees win Game 1, it could get really interesting. But I think it puts Toronto in a big hole. So and I'm not a big fan of Luis Gil. I think Gil is going to have difficulties with that Toronto lineup, and Toronto's running out Kevin Gausman, who's a very good pitcher. So I'm going to lean towards Toronto in a 5-game series that could actually go 4. Again, if Toronto wins Game 1, all bets are off, and they could win this in 4. And then that leads us to the game tonight. Later on tonight, I believe it's a West Coast game, Detroit versus Seattle. Detroit has been in a monster free fall and barely got through the Cleveland series with the Guardians. Outside of Tarek Subal, I don't know that their pitching can hold up for a second series like this against Seattle. And Seattle's pitching is very underrated. Very underrated pitching staff, and their offense is legit. And I think that Seattle's offense will persevere. I think Kyle Rowley's going to show that he's legit in the playoffs. A lot of people haven't seen him in the playoffs because he's in Seattle, hasn't been in the playoffs. So I think he's going to show out in the playoffs. And I think Seattle takes down Detroit, and that'll lead with a Seattle-Toronto matchup for the right to go to the World Series. So those are the 4 games. Call me crazy, call me what you want. Those are my opinions. Certainly leave your feedback. Give me your thoughts on who you think would win. And by all means, please like, comment, share. If you have any other friends that might have their own opinion of these predictions. And by all means, please subscribe. It is free. Just click on the button to hit the subscribe, and I much appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.